What?
Calling Frangela.
Or at least half of you. We're waiting for the little lady. Hi,
Here's Frances.
Is she there?
Hello, Stephanie.
You cannot do a hand puppet for Frances. I can see you.
It's almost as big as her.
Okay, but it's fitting that we have you first, Angela V. Shelton of the
Detroit Sheltons.
Correct.
Of the horror show that is the city of Detroit.
That's worse than some places in China. I don't even know what that meant.
I don't either.
But
I don't
how
know what
about,
that
talking Detroit in Detroit? How about, let's just talk about that first.
Well, here's my first problem. Why was there anybody at this event?
Good point.
I don't know where they bust these people in from. But that was my first problem. My second thing is Trump is like the only human being I have ever seen. And we all have known some really dumb, rude people, right? We work in this industry full of them. And I've never seen somebody insult their host every time. Just walks in the room insulting. He's like, the rest of the world looks around like it's a disgusting pile of sewage that he just happens to be near and goes, like this awfulness. What do you call this? Detroit?
Are they running the worst campaign in history? It's like this is something out of Bulworth. So, Sean, is it a movie? What is it?
It's a nightmare. Yeah. And it's also something I find very confusing. Why is this close? I find myself screaming that, in the yard. I'm like, how could this be a close race?
The thing is, I don't want us to get happy. I don't want us to get complacent, Angela, but there is part of me. We've been reading from Molly Jong Fast and T-Pain this morning and other analysts talking about these right-wing polls that it's deliberate, that they're trying to flood the zone for two reasons, to depress Democratic turnout, freak us out, and also, lay the groundwork for, it was rigged, it was stolen. See, right. Trump was ahead. And I think it's skewing the averages. I personally don't think but I'm afraid to say it. I don't think it's going to be close. I don't
either.
But anyway.
I've never thought it was going to be close. I think it's going to be, it's going to be a blue beyond tsunami.
Yeah.
But I also think that doesn't mean it's over.
Yeah. That means we have to do it. Yeah. But Gretchen Whitmer, the governor there, she said it. She's like, Detroit is the epitome of grit, defined by winners willing to get their hands dirty to build up their city and create their communities. Something Donald Trump could never understand. So keep Detroit out of your mouth. And you better believe Detroiters won't forget this in November. I love me some Big Gretch. When we were broadcasting from the DNC, she walked by and I literally gasped. I was like, oh! And she turned around and looked at me and I was like, oh, Governor Whitmer, we love you so much. She smiled that big smile.
Oh,
she is
and we weren't there, so Frances couldn't misidentify her.
Yes, she would have gone, Amy Klobuchar, we love you. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, it is just. Let me just read this to you. We played it for you, but let me just read it verbatim. Question to J.D. Vance: why should African American Michiganders vote for the Trump Vance ticket? Vance: well, we've got a great number of Black Americans in this crowd right now. Okay, really? Do you? It was
you could do so.
Wow. He seems very confident of their appeal to African American voters, don't you think?
That was the program. That was a question it could not answer. So that's the running time. That's what the program was like, searching for plausible reasons Black person would vote.
You could see the ball
for
spinning
Donald Trump.
He's trying to answer.
Doop.
I'm just getting a spinning ball. I'm not getting an answer. I don't know what's happening.
His face just starts spinning. It's the wheel of ignorance. He doesn't know anything. And I just can't. I want to know what those people in the crowd are yelling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's like they seem very enraged. And I want to know, are they upset about the question or about the alleged black people being there? Because I can only see like maybe two. Mm-hmm. One I'm not sure about.
So speaking of, how about Barack Obama? I mean, damn, is he good at this, right?
I love it when he's like, I'm not trying to get applause, okay?
Hang on, let's listen to a little.
The other day, his running mate, J.D. Vance, had you got to vote.
Don't boo.
The other day, his running mate had the nerve to say, Donald Trump salvaged the Affordable Care Act. I mean, Donald Trump spent his entire presidency trying to tear it down. And by the way, he couldn't even do that right.
Nobody can get under Trump's skin, I swear. Like, I mean, who better to make the case about the economy, the Affordable Care Act, all of that? I mean, he was just amazing, wasn't he?
Oh my gosh. And this is the thing. We need, what I'm really happy about is just over and over again. Like when you're talking about, Gavin Newsom and how you'd love to have him at the Sexy Liberal, but he is a great surrogate.
Yeah.
Like these people, like the Obamas, everybody out here is pushing so hard. They're campaigning as hard as she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is making a huge difference. Like that speech is amazing.
And by the way, speaking of J.D. Vance, I thought something happened yesterday just in two places that I thought kind of epitomizes this whole campaign. Someone fell over behind J.D. Vance and seemed to be in distress just now during his town hall event in North Carolina. Vance's response, Kamala Harris built this platform behind us. That's what happened.
Yep.
He uses the opportunity for a mean joke. In the meantime, Kamala Harris's campaign in Arizona, I'm not sure you're aware, it's hot there now.
Yeah, I heard.
We were just playing in Satan's Hole, as you and Francis referred to it, in Phoenix. So
we have a lawsuit pending.
Several attendees at Kamala Harris's extremely hot campaign rally in Chandler, Arizona, passed out and threw up as a result of the heat. It was over 100, as it was when we were there. Harris volunteers walked around with cases of water and checked to see if anyone needed medical attention. Isn't that the whole difference? But J.D. Vance makes a dumb joke.
And did he do anything to help?
Harris's campaign is like, how can we help? How can we make sure you're okay?
And would have stopped. Like, we have watched Barack Obama stop speaking. Be like, we have to get this person help. Like, what's going on here?
Right.
And he's just like, ooh, way to score points. They're evil.
Right.
They're immoral and evil and stupid.
Don't hold back. Oh, I see. The little lady is the one that normally, modulates you a little bit. But
now
you're
don't
just
see her go crazy. Like a squirrel with nothing to lose.
We're going to find her. I don't know if we're having technical stuff. We're going to find the other half of Fern, Angela.
I haven't sworn. I haven't said anything bad.
Yeah.
All right, but I've been talking all morning, Angela. We've had this conversation for 13 years doing Sexy Liberal. How many times have we heard, oh my God, this is the greatest show. This should be a special, a series, or whatever. And Judd Apatow's been all over, talking about this. Walt just said, I'm still flummoxed that NBC News bought the rights to a new documentary from Errol Morris about the Trump administration's policy of kidnapping the children of refugees and funneling them into orphanage, but they're delaying its release because they're worried about hurting Trump's feelings. This monster committed crimes against humanity, and NBC is going to help hide it from the public. Also, they had a hard time finding a distributor for the Apprentice movie, which is which is coming out. But this is what, remember, I was telling you, my friend in the business said nobody wants to buy anything political, and apparently, especially if it's skewed to one side. Well, both sides don't do it. That's why we've been selling out, theaters and pay-per-views for 13 years now, because both sides don't do it. A lot of people don't want their news and their comedy like, oh, both sides are the same. Don't want to offend anyone, right?
No, they're not. Just say you're a coward. Just say you don't want to be on his list. Don't try to act like there's some sort of journalistic integrity to this cowardice, because there isn't. Because that's a documentary. That's a truth. It's a truth film. What you're saying is that you're unwilling to tell the truth because you're afraid.
Yeah.
You don't want to maybe piss off this group of people who may or may not watch your network anyway. You say, just own it.
I said to my, network executive friend, I said that you guys, it's not her fault, but she just said, yeah, we are afraid. Everybody's afraid to do, they're afraid Trump might get back in. And I said, your fear is going to help cause what you most fear.
Yes. Work to make it not happen.
Right.
Like, it's like, this is not being fair or objective. What you're doing is hiding the truth. You're working for him.
And I think you know how America can fight back, Angela V. Shelton. Am I correct? Would it be going to sexyliberal.com and buying the Chicago pay-per-view and giving the giant middle finger to the mainstream media that is too scared? I think it is. I think it is. I think you have till Halloween to get for $20 Chicago Sexy Liberal, the big DNC show. You have time to go to sexyliberal.com and get tickets for Kansas City tomorrow night or November 2nd here in Los Angeles, the big finale. I mean, I'm just saying you do.
You have time, and if you care about this country and babies.
That's right.
And babies.
And puppies.
Yeah.
And puppies.
Yeah. Why do you
And
hate puppies so
rainbows.
much?
There will be no more rainbows. If you don't go.
You heard her. Frangela's going to cancel rainbows.
No more rainbows.
Unless you
No more rainbows.
sexyliberal.com.
It is one of the best things you can do besides voting and going out there and volunteering
Yeah.
for the campaign.
Everything in that song, these are a few of my favorite things, all canceled. Unless you go to sexy. No kittens.
No more kittens.
No more Santa
No
Claus.
more.
No.
Oh, no. Santa will be
Sexyliberal.com.
mad.
Yeah.
Sexyliberal.com. Okay. 18 minutes after the hour, while we send a search and rescue for the little lady, this portion of the show. Hola, Carlos.
Hey, man, we say tomato, you say Kamala. It don't matter. Welcome
That's
aboard,
what you're
my
voting
friend.
for. Fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Bienvenido, amigo, al mundo de Walty Harris. Just say Harris. Just put down Harris. Just write Harris.
Carlos,
Harris.
this is the Poli coaster. We just did one this morning. Which one was that? Morning Consult has Kamala up by 6 points. And then Jody, you know what? I might need my Yankee Doodle fart music. So then Jody just handed me this. He's a Republican strategist, isn't he? Mark Halperin warns Kamala Harris is in a lot of trouble. Warned that robust private polling indicates blah, 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 blah. She could lose all 7 swing states. Oh, all right. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be the longest month of our lives, Carlos Rocky.
It really is in dealing with everything else that we deal with in our personal lives.
I
and
know.
Business, finances, kids, families, whatever it is. It's against the backdrop of what ultimately will decide the fate of this country. It's not. That's not putting it in a false tone. That's really what's happening. And
I've heard it from everywhere, Carlos. People are so stressed out. I mean, it is, the fact that we are on this precipice of just literally losing our democracy. And again, I don't know, I always joke that, I don't listen to the polls unless I see one I like. I mean, I think we're all like that. Right? We're all like, oh, that's good, because we are desperate to feel better. I mean, although I keep saying it, I do want us to be scared because I got my ballot yesterday. I'm voting today. I want people to just put the pedal to the metal till election day, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. If being scared is being motivated, then be scared. If being determined is being motivated, be determined. So just show up and vote. Get your friends to vote. A lot of people are out there registering people, letting them know how to register, what to do. I voted already here locally and obviously nationally and dropped it off. And to be motivated, to ignore the polls, whatever they say.
Right.
And show up and encourage people. And every day, I'm like the person that posts the video from January 6th. Every day, I'm there on Twitter. I donate to certain campaigns and say, hey, this guy's evil.
Yeah.
You got to vote against him.
Yep.
Mehdi Hassan, I reposted what Mehdi Hassan had said about Michigan and these other places where they might want to think about not voting for Harris. And Mehdi Hassan, obviously Muslim, says you have to look at the alternative, which is Trump. And very wise words. You have to be, who's ever out there that thinks that they're going to change things just by some miraculous candidate or miraculous vote, that's not going to happen. You have to vote for what's better. And what's better, clearly, while not perfect, is Kamala Harris. And that's the message I get out there.
Yeah,
Don't vote for perfect. Vote to stop the worst thing that could ever happen to this country.
Yeah, you retweeted Mehdi said it's disingenuous yesterday was tweeting about, he said, a vote for Trump is a vote for Netanyahu. But understand that not voting is a vote for Netanyahu too,
Absolutely. It's the chess game they want you to play. They put that piece in front of your queen, and then you just go, I'm going to go this way. And it's like, you idiots, checkmate. Don't let them.
By the
Don't
way,
help Putin and Netanyahu by not voting or voting third party. That's pretty clear.
Netanyahu urged Lebanese people to overthrow Hezbollah or experience, quote, destruction and suffering like we see in Gaza. One analyst said, remember when Netanyahu said Iraqis would welcome an American invading their country? Now he's saying the Lebanese will welcome Israel invading theirs. I mean, he is just...
He's a monster.
He's a POS, just like Trump. And I hope Lebanon frees themselves from Hezbollah, but I hope Israel frees themselves from Netanyahu. So
because I don't think any of these types of measures or this kind of rhetoric is getting the hostages back. And that's what people
not at all.
want. You want to get the hostages back,
Right.
so negotiate.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's plenty of people in Israel that are pissed at Netanyahu because
Yeah.
they think that he's slow walking getting the hostages back to prolong this
to
war
help
to
Trump.
stay in office. Yeah, thank you.
You know that thing you did with Border Patrol? I helped you over here. That's a bad Israeli accent. I apologize.
Yeah, that sounded kind of Russian.
Yeah, it sounded
Yeah, I
like
was
Russian.
thinking, because in my head it was Putin, which is the
Yeah,
same guy. So,
Right.
Yeah, Vladimir Netanyahu, sorry.
I mean, this Putin stuff, there's just nothing that would shock you anymore. Of course, because of course he sent COVID tests and COVID machines to
Yeah.
Putin when Americans were dying and couldn't get any. Of course he did. Of course he's talked to Putin 7 times. There. Paula Poundstone tweets, I sat on a bench outside for a while today. The sun was hot, but fortunately, I'm a Democrat and we control the weather. I pointed at the sun and it backed off. And just like that, look who's on the phone, Angela V. Shelton. It's Paula Poundstone. Oh, hi, Paula.
Hey, you guys. You were talking to Angela. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
You were talking to Angela, and then you play, and I was on hold, and so I was listening, and then you played a clip of Obama, but my phone is a little fuzzy, and I'm not hearing that well. And for a second, I thought, my God, Angela does an amazing Obama.
Yeah, she's multi-talented.
And then I realized that it was actually him, but where's Frances? What?
Yeah, we're finding her right now. Just don't panic, Paula Poundstone. Also,
Angela,
don't you think Jody Hamilton does a better Melania than Melania does?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am
Jody Hamilton's Melania. Jody Hamilton's Melania. Jody Hamilton wishes she was from Buffalo so that she could receive the Broadcaster Award for her Melania.
Because we all she reminds us that Melania thinks women should have
individual liberty.
Yeah. Okay, so Paula, I was, it's so weird you called because they sent me a picture at the Barrymore Theater in Madison of you holding a picture up of me and the Sexy Liberal Tour. So I'm going to tweet that today and say Paula Poundstone urges you when we're both playing in the same cities to go see Sexy Liberal Tour instead. So I appreciate that ad.
Yeah, I think that would make really my whole promotions team happy. I don't have a promotions team, by the way. Angela,
we found Frances. Frances is here, Paula.
Okay, wait, no, okay, look, just in case she's over there for a little while and then she ducks out again, I was just thinking that maybe we could form Paula.
How did I lose my name?
Look at you trying to. It's like you're the people that broke up. What was Jerry Lewis and what's his name? Dean Martin. Look at you. You're up to no good, Paula Poundstone.
That sounds like a bad magician, doesn't it? Angela.
Yeah. Well, you remember that popular show in the 70s, the Sonny and Paula show. I really just, I fill in when a teammate breaks down. I have one more thing.
I heard you were the reason Sonny and Cher broke up as well. You've just been up to no good for a long time, Paula Poundstone.
Yeah. Well, I did. I put a wedge between them. All right. Speaking of put a wedge between, I have something to confess. First of all, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've been messing up the polls. It's me.
Okay.
I don't wait for them to call me. I call them.
Okay.
I call Mr. Quinnipiac. Hi, I'm a Democrat, and I'm voting for Trump.
Okay.
And that...
So that's your own push poll.
Seems to... Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right. Well,
Okay. Goodbye.
Now that Francis is there, you don't need me at all.
No, I don't. I'm just going to dump you like a bad habit now. But thanks for calling.
Hello.
Goodbye. There she goes. Oh, hi, Francis. We found you. Where have you?
Hello.
Can you look at that? Look at what an opportunist, a cheap opportunist Paula Poundstone is. You're gone for 10 minutes, and she's trying to horn in on right and replace you.
Right. God bless her. She's hilarious.
Is someone a little sleepy pants? Did you oversleep? What happened?
Oh my God. I had the worst night and then went back to sleep.
Aw.
And slept through my alarm. I'm so sorry.
Okay, but that means you're going to be extra, like a live wire tomorrow night in Kansas City, correct?
Ooh, burn it up on fire. That's me.
Can I just say you're normally like an unbearable level of cuteness? You know, at your size and all. Angela actually did a hand puppet that we did think was you because it's the actual size. But hello. But you look like Bonnie and Clyde when they first wake up. Look at you. You're so sleepy and blinky.
I am. My husband says, he's like, you cool in the morning. He's like, you're so adorable.
I am up with stuff to do.
Yeah. That is not me.
All right, we're going to get your coffee. Come on. Wake up. Here we go. We can sleep when we're dead. Now it's Fridays with Frangela. Next on the Stephanie Miller Show.
And Friday comes around and he says, so, did you finish that project I asked for? And he said, well, I actually haven't started, but I have a concept.
Oh, he's so good at this. Right into my veins. Give me a little more, please. A little more. President Obama.
If you're a new parent, you could qualify for a $6,000 tax credit during the first year of your child's life. Because I don't have to tell a lot of you, raising kids is hard. And she wants to make it easier to afford stuff like a crib or a car seat or diapers. I remember buying diapers. I remember the first time I went in the store right after Malia was born. I was like, what? That's how much diapers cost?
Yeah. Oh, my God. And then you heard the the heckler in the crowd when he said, do you think Donald Trump's ever changed diapers? And someone said, his own. And Obama's like, I was going to say that, but I decided not to.
He was smart enough not to.
Oh, God, you forget how good he is.
I don't even think he did that.
Huh?
No.
You forget how good he is.
I don't even think he changed his own diapers. I don't.
No.
No.
Ew. I know, according to Noel Castler, who we'll see on Tuesday, that was somebody's job on The Apprentice. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, Tristan Snell, our friend, tweeted, imagine you run a company, an ex-employee was fired 4 years ago who reacted by sending a violent mob to trash the office, assault the police, threatened to attack or kill the managers. Now he's reapplying, and 40 of his 44 old co-workers do not support his return. What would you do? I mean, Angela, you said it in the first segment, just the fact that I don't know anything about the polling, but if it is close, you're just like, holy crap. How could it possibly be, right?
I can't get my mind around it. It's just there are moments when, and in fact, whenever I play a new awful lie that Trump has said about the hurricanes or Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about the ice age and the government melting the ice, whenever I play this for people, everybody has the same reaction. They get very quiet, then they look down in absolute shame and horror, and then they look up and go, I don't understand why this is close. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't get my mind around it.
Yeah, yeah. Francis, are you awake? Coach Wall says we can sleep when we're dead. Are you okay?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And I completely agree. You know, here we are, sane washing a very dangerous man's ideas and things that he says, trying to make them fit into our reality, you know, so that they're puzzle pieces that fit and make sense. It's some kind of sense.
Yeah.
To us.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense. This is what we asked on the final word yesterday. Where are the people who go and snatch people like Trump up? Because he is now a danger. He is a danger.
We played yesterday. I defy you. I read the transcript and played the sound bites. You can, if this was any family member, you would say it is time to, put them someplace safe.
I don't know if Sean has studied this, if he can diagnose what is happening, because we used to be a society that would be like, you know what, let's find a nice porch.
Sean's in nursing school, and he's like, we haven't gotten to this part yet. I don't know what happens here. Sheila was at the Kamala rally in Arizona last night. Hey, Sheila.
Yay.
Hi, Steph.
Hiya.
And Sean and Jody.
Hello.
And Frangela. I'm so excited to talk to you. Long-time listener. Yes. We were at the rally last night. My husband and I both played hooky from work and made it out in the 105-degree heat in the sun. Because
oh, you guys are pikers. We were there in 117. I mean, come on.
Yeah. We were. Well, my husband's an Arizona native. I've lived here for 25 years. It's just another day. You just get out there. You can't waste your time inside. So, so we waited outside, but it was electric. There were over 7,000 people at this rally.
Yeah.
Tightly packed in a not very well air-conditioned building. Yeah. And everyone was so psyched to see her and hear her. And it just was such a beautiful crowd.
Sheila, I can't watch those clips enough of her coming out to freedom. Just and the electricity in the crowd.
Yeah.
I surprised myself because I started to tear up. I just got so, it was so exciting. And she is just as beautiful and just as gracious in person as you would imagine. We were so close. I actually started to kind of like reach through, and man, I've never seen anyone move as fast as that Secret Security guy, the Secret Service guy. Bam! Knocked my arm down. I was like, yeesh! Jumped back. So, she's got a lot of protection, but she made her rounds all the way through the front row of that crowd, all the way around the arena. She took time. And you know what? She's invested, and she makes you want to be invested. Yeah. It was so exciting.
I've given up on, I'm just not going to stop crying during this election. It's just the same thing for me. I just get chills. I cry sometimes when I see her. I'm just like, it literally is like going through puberty and menopause all over again, this election cycle. It's like, right?
I don't know why they don't think that we could actually lose our minds. Like, I don't know if you want to see, millions of naked progressives crying in the street, but that's what they're pushing me to.
So Governor Walz in Arizona, said the news about Trump giving Putin COVID tests makes my blood boil as a governor. We were, as governors, doing all we could to get testing and equipment we needed to protect the people that we were responsible for, and we were getting no help. And now we find that Vladimir Putin was getting the things we needed in Minnesota to keep our people alive. I mean, I don't know, Francis, if you think at this point anything matters to this segment, I can't.
No.
We lost 1 million people to COVID. That's a lot of friends and families.
No, this does not matter to the cult members of MAGA. The thing that we can only look towards, we can't look towards those people. Those people are gone. Mm-hmm. What we can look towards are the people who are not and have not been enthused to vote, who have been disenfranchised, who have not been, like I said, I have a cousin who just registered for the first time to vote in her 60s.
Wow. Good. Wow, that's great. I mean, we were talking to Glenn Kirshner earlier about all these it's like a crime an hour that's uncovered now. I mean, it's not just the Putin stories. Lindy Lee tweeted, our friend, she said Trump's theft of CIA classified documents in 2021 coincided with a huge spike in the murder of agents. The CIA even issued a global alarm to all its stations. If Trump were secretly sending Putin COVID test machines behind our backs, what else was he sending to Russia? Connect the dots. Glenn Kirshner said the same thing. I mean, quash the investigation into Brett Kavanaugh. I mean, every day there is something.
And these are things he's not going to be charged with, it sounds like. We're going to find out about them.
If there's an Attorney General, Glenn Kirshner, I tell you what, there will be. Well, yeah, one last one. Rick Stengel said the Trump candidacy is not so much a political campaign as what intelligence services call an influence operation, a coordinated effort to use mis- and disinformation to undermine democratic institutions and processes. That's exactly it. I think, and this is what I fear about, polling or all that, is they're just doing everything they can to suppress the Democratic vote, right? Mm-hmm. Whether people
because they can't win the vote. Right. They know they can't win the vote. Right. So they're barely trying.
Right.
What they're really working on is how to stop the vote, how to suppress it, how to stop the count, how to get people upset and being intimidating to people. That's it. Yeah. They know that they can't win.
Has anyone else ever found Nina Turner to be unhelpful?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So President Obama is, obviously a fantastic surrogate to speak to so many issues on the campaign trail. But she took issue with she said that he was lecturing black men who aren't supporting Kamala Harris. President Obama urged voters to support Harris. He said he called out a voting bloc, black men. He said, you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that. Part of it makes me think, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. You're coming up with other alternatives or other reasons for that. He added, the women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. And I swear, some people they're just rabble-rousers that want to be contrary. I think she said, why are black men being lectured to? He's not.
He's not.
He, like every other American, has a right to express his thoughts about, She said, why are black men being belittled in ways that no other voting group? Now, I have a lot of love for the former president. No, you don't. For former President Obama, but for him to single out black men is just wrong. Do you?
Are you kidding me? Because when I have listened to Donald Trump sit there and say, black men need to identify with me because I'm a felon,
Yes.
Or you need black men to identify with me because I have made a gold shoe, a tacky gold gym shoe.
They like my mugshot. They like my mugshot.
They like my mugshot.
Jewish people need to vote for me because if they're not good Jewish people. Like I can't hear this.
Yeah.
I can't even begin to hear this critique on this side. Go clean up that side.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, but she was one of those. Francis, you voted for Bernie. Jody, you voted for Bernie. It's just there were some. When I say, I don't, first of all, mean it as pejorative, Bernie bros, but we're talking about the Bernie or die people.
Right.
That passed the primary, like Nina Turner, continued to, bash Hillary or whatever. I just feel like there's some people. We were talking about Mark Halperin this week. That's, it came out as like, I'm seeing internal polling. Kamala's in a lot of trouble. And he's a never Trumper that got fired for sexually harassing women. Some people, I think, just want relevance, and they're like, look at me over here, I want to freak some people out, right? And
that's exactly what is it. And I believe that is what is, when you hear these stats about black men voting for, and young men across the board, Latino men voting for Trump, that's the same issue for them. It's just about a way to seek relevance and to try to make themselves seem like they're somehow thoughtful because they're making a contrary choice. It's contrary to their own interests and to the interests of the people that they, say they care about. But something about that makes them feel like they're an independent, like they're a maverick.
And have power.
And they have power. Yeah. And it's disgusting and sad. And we have to look at this toxic masculinity more, especially among this group of young men, because it's so incel-y and wrong that it is dangerous to all of us.
Yeah.
You, Francis, I'm sorry. Did you want to black mama some people for a minute?
Oh, sure. When you look at what's popular right now in terms of social media, and I have to listen to, and we're listening to women and people, and it's wonderful if you want this lifestyle, which is, it is seeped down, going back to the 50s, has seeped down into regular thought. In terms of having a trad wife, how you gonna have a trad wife if you both need to work? You know what I'm saying? And she's supposed to be doing all the work. No, the way you were supposed to have a trad wife is,
thank you.
You bring home all the money.
That's what I'm saying.
And she does the work inside the home.
That's right. You can't afford no trad wife. What you talking about? You living in your parents' basement.
Well, and this is what Tinder is part of a multi-million-dollar effort to get Trump bros to vote for Trump. An army of Trump bros are being recruited through a multi-million-dollar campaign to boost MAGA support among young male voters. The money's being funneled toward audiences at millennial-heavy spaces like football tailgate parties, music festivals, and dating apps. And so, but I'm sorry, he's the least masculine man ever. Donald Trump. I still don't get this whole.
But he's selling an idea to these young men, which is you are supposed to go home and have this woman who's dressed up, who has your kids ready, and your home taken care of, and your food on the plate, and no matter who you are or what you do.
Right.
That's your promise. And she's OnlyFans beautiful.
Yeah. Exactly. They're selling a fantasy. Trump is on record, by the way, Francis, saying a lot of that stuff when he was younger about I expect dinner on the table and blah, blah. I mean, literally, they want to take us back to 19, I don't even know, or 50, 40?
Yeah.
Right?
Does anybody here believe that Melania makes dinner?
No, because you know why? Because she has.
What does she have?
Individual liberty.
She believes all women should have
individual liberty.
Okay.
I love that so much.
Me too. 48 minutes after the hour.
Won't stop.
I can't stop. 48 minutes after the hour, this portion. Oh, by the way, Julie from Seattle, keeper of the facts.
Okay.
I'd forgotten about Mark Halperin. Yes, she said, Steph, remember him? Got drummed off Morning Joe, lost his career over lurid and disgusting sexual harassment charges from no less than 12 women who worked for him, even though labels acknowledged his odiousness when they hired him in 2021. That's the thing, Carlos. I don't trust anybody right now, and I get it that we don't want to just listen to things that make us feel good, but I just feel like there are this story about Rasmussen, like I was saying, they're deliberately, and then when they throw those polls in the aggregate, of course it pulls Kamala Harris's numbers down because they're deliberately trying to beef up Trump's numbers,
Yeah, it's all part of the game. I think that by measure of what they're doing and how desperate they are, let's go back to Pennsylvania, the place where I was shot at, the staging of the rally there, that should get some more oomph. Okay, now let's just deny that FEMA is giving people help, that should get some more oomph. Let's falsify the polls, that should get some more. That's an indication of how much they are afraid of Kamala Harris.
Yeah, and you don't
should
know
we do
how
the
much
debate again? No debates. No debate.
And how much is self-interest? Is he trying to be relevant again? Because every other poll and everyone's saying Kamala's winning, he needs to go, oh, no, she's in a lot of trouble. So everybody freaks out. And he gets lots of clicks and
If he truly wanted to assuage any doubts that he is a leader, he would go on 60 Minutes and answer policy questions, answer questions about his past, answer about his concepts of a plan for the future. He would go and debate her again. So of course he has nothing of substance. They're getting desperate. So be ready for some super October plans times 1,000.
Yeah. And by the way, we were just saying that he obviously has, I don't know what, I'm not a doctor, dementia, whatever. Clearly, we've never seen a campaign like this. Won't debate, won't do an interview. He clearly, and you can watch almost any rally. He's mispronouncing words, he's slurring, he's making no sense. I mean, it's just...
He's like a doll that they take around. Okay, put me in the Arlington Cemetery. What do I pose with this guy? Thumbs up, smile, click. Okay, take me over to where the hostages are. Put a yarmulke on. What are they called? Harmonicas?
The October 7th
Put a harmonica on my head.
He's doing the thumbs up and the
give
smile.
me a picture. I'll give the thumbs up and we'll get the hell out of here. He's just a prop that they take around.
At a memorial, and he's like, "You want me to sign the book?" They're like, "No."
No, it's the Torah.
Oh, yeah. By the way, how do you say Jesus loves you in Mandarin?
Yeah.
I want to know for Oklahoma students that the Bibles were made in China. Of course they were printed in China.
Okay. So this the Bob Woodward book, Now a Warning. Is it called Now a Warning?
Now a Warning.
Okay.
And you're not now a warning?
Trump's spokesman said Woodward had written a trash book that deserved to be used as toilet tissue. I don't hear that phrase very much anymore, toilet tissue.
No. Toilet tissue.
Okay. He said Woodward is a total sleazebag who's lost it mentally. Everything is going to be projection. I'm just warning you.
Absolutely.
He's slow, lethargic, incompetent, and overall a boring person with no personality. Oh my God, it's just every day. It's the name calling and I don't. Okay. This part. Can I just say I didn't think I could love Joe Biden more, but the fact that he refers to Trump as that hole.
Oh.
She almost said it. Sorry. And also he called Netanyahu a liar. See, I just love Joe even more now. Apparently, he asked Netanyahu during a April phone call, "What's your strategy, man?" And Netanyahu said, "We have to go into Rafah." And Biden said, "Bibi, you've got no strategy." He's a liar. Biden privately said of Netanyahu after Israel went into Rafah. He said, "Bibi, what the?" Biden yelled at Netanyahu in July. I just like that he's a potty mouth. First of all, it just makes me love him. Even
yeah. I can swear. I like to swear. Cussing.
He is literally Dark Brandon with zero left to give, and it's a thing of beauty.
Yep.
U.S. intelligence knew about Putin's plan to invade Ukraine months ahead of time. It was an astonishing intelligence coup from the crown jewels of U.S. intelligence, including a human source inside the Kremlin. Biden confronted Putin with the intelligence twice, one in a hot 50-minute phone call that became so heated. At one point, Putin raised the risk of nuclear war in a threatening way. Biden responded by reminding Putin it's impossible to win a nuclear war. And Kamala Harris warned Zelensky, who I guess didn't believe that it was gonna happen, but U.S. intelligence, and in one of these private phone calls, Trump encouraged him to do it. Right? I mean, okay, I can't.
administration.
Never in a million years did I ever think that I'd be working in the White House with a president that didn't care about the American people.
He would suggest not giving disaster relief to states that hadn't voted for him.
I remember one time after a wildfire in California, he wouldn't send relief because it was a Democratic state. So we went as far as looking up how many votes he got in those impacted areas to show him these are people who voted for you. This isn't normal. The job of the president is to protect Americans, regardless of politics.
If Trump's elected again, there'll be no one to stop his worst instincts. You'll have yes men help him implement Project 2025's agenda. Unchecked power, no guardrails.
They will be serving one man. I am voting for Kamala Harris because she will put the safety and security of every American first, whether they voted for her or not.
Thank you. Oh, great ad. By the way, someone reminded me, Frangela, I'd forgotten this. Do you remember when the hurricane hit when Trump was in office? He was walking along in Bern, North Carolina, in a neighborhood pummeled by Hurricane Florence and flooding. And he greeted there was a yacht beached in some resident's backyard, and he said, "Is this your boat, or did it become your boat?" The homeowner says, "No, it's not my boat." And Trump goes, "Well, at least you got a nice boat out of the deal."
Yep.
I mean, oh my God, the man is a sociopath.
Yep.
Oops, are you plugged in? Hello. What happened? What has happened? Hi, Frangela. Oh, we can't lose them again. All right, hang on. We'll be right back with you. Yeah, this was in, where was this? In Salon. Salon writes, a sinister and deadly wager lies beneath Trump's false claims that Democrats are stealing FEMA money. They write his lies and conspiracy theories. He's hoping they will energize more voters than they kill. At the heart of Trump's pandemic lies was a sociopathic calculation. His lies and conspiracy theories would offset the loss of MAGA voters to COVID deaths. Trump's making the same bet again. How insane is that? That's why I'm wearing my Survivor Tour t-shirt. Because remember, we just survived 2 years of COVID, whatever it was. He's spraying
year 5 of COVID.
He's spraying lies about the federal response that have rapidly spread throughout social media, convincing his followers to take risks with their own safety. His lies will kill people. He doesn't care, though, because he's betting that he can offset the losses by using those lies to turn out more voters. Yep. That's what we said at the time. It made no sense that COVID is killing more of his own people.
It made no sense.
Chaos is to his benefit, Salon finishes, so he'll try to increase it at every turn, keeping people paranoid, confused, unwilling to trust even basic information. Is standard operating procedure for anyone who aspires to be an authoritarian dictator. Francis and Angela, are you back?
I think so. Are we?
Hiya.
Yes. Yes. Well, you saw him do this with Dr. Fauci. It started then, which is don't trust the government, don't trust science. But when you have a wall of water coming at you or the environment around you is on fire, you need to be able to trust and listen to the officials who are trying to keep you safe.
Thank you. 2 more Detroit stack real quick. Angela V. Shelton. Trump fans are wearing auto workers for Trump shirts at Detroit rally admit they're not really auto workers. Okay, it's all fake. Oh, and a Michigan newspaper corrected Trump, lying once again that he was named Michigan's Man of the Year.
No, that never happened.
No.
That did not happen.
You know what is happening? Kansas City Sexy Liberal. SexyLiberal.com. Go there now. I'll see you tomorrow in Kansas City, Frangela. SexyLiberal.com.